You should rent Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. Hand-drawn animation, laugh out loud moments. It is a great time. And it just left theaters, but nobody saw it because it had zero marketing. Anyway, now we'll talk about Minecraft, I guess, which you should also rent. I'm going to do this one backward today, because there are going to be stupid people that, why is a grown man mad at thing? Whatever. I'll still tell you what I think after, but let's hear from the kids first, of which I have many, because you boy know how to use the bamboo, you know what I'm saying? Here are the scores, and I'll have some of their quotes rolling along as we go. The methodology is really important on this one because I got these scores on Monday night, and we saw the movie Saturday night. When we left the theater, everybody was generally positive. The younger kids had a very good time. My older kids were pleasantly surprised that it was not aggressively unwatchable, so it exceeded expectations. We had a good time out as a family, and nobody walked out completely dismayed. So that is a plus. I posted about it, comparing it to Deadpool and Wolverine or the Mario movie. Like, it's cute once, and then you probably won't watch it or even think about it ever again. I tell you all of this because I was too busy to make a video right away, and then I asked everybody for their scores and their likes and their dislikes 48 hours later, and the responses were very average and diminished, and that drop in mood so quickly surprised me. The one that really got me was the 5-year-old. I asked her if she liked the movie, and she said yes. Okay, what was your favorite part? And she gave me the for a long time and couldn't remember a single thing about it. I prompted her, like, what was there a funny part? And she finally remembered that Jason Momoa eats super hot chicken and steam comes out of his nose, and that was funny. Also, she did not like the yucky pigs. Now, I didn't expect my older daughters to love it, but they are team players and they don't complain, and they deserve credit for that. The oldest gave it the IGN 7 for averageness, and the other gave it the standard 5 average. Kind of feel like we should maybe work on a rubric. Basically, they both try to point out one or two nice things. They chuckled once or twice, but overall, it's kind of like asking me about a fashion show. The trouble is that, as a parent, that is points off, because I want to see family movies with my family. This movie has a very narrow range. It is for boys age 8 to 11, maybe high school boys who sometimes regress into that mindset. Moving on to my boys, however, I was surprised by these scores. My 13-year-old still plays Minecraft with his friends and his brothers. He loves it. We have played Minecraft Legends and Dungeons together, he and I, and 2 days later, he was already very meh about it. He actually told me it wasn't the greatest, but it was fun to watch, like the Mario movie. It's not going to be like, it was amazing, let's watch it every day, like Hercules. Just for context, this child hit 6 feet tall just before turning 13, so a character who feels awkward because he isn't used to the size and strength of his body really resonates with him. All of the boys were hilariously frustrated about the mechanics of the movie. They were expecting Minecraft, a world with very specific rules, and were quite perturbed at the random nonsense thrown in. In particular, they were mad at the boots of swiftness. The Tot Gun, while funny, also doesn't follow the rules, and they were all quite mad at the wanton destruction of lore. In fact, the 9-year-old was going to give it a 10 out of 10, but he had to deduct a whole point because you can't just make whatever random stuff you want. Aside from the rule breaking, however, the boys liked the boy humor. All 3 of them did reference the man sandwich. That is a 20-minute long feeling sequence where Jason Momoa is flying toward a wall with Jack Black on his back, and there's a hole in the wall, and he knows they won't fit, and he shouts, "We're too chunky!" So Black has to crawl under him, and they have to basically fly in like 69 position to fit through the hole. After, Black has to return to Momoa's back and climbs up his butt like it's the edge of a cliff. A lot of butt jokes, right? Just imagine what a 9-year-old boy thinks is hilarious. It's in this movie. Momoa exists to get beat up, laughed at, tossed around, a lot of slapstick humor, lots of super obvious game and meme references. The 9-year-old was the only one who was still talking this one up 2 days later. He really did like it. That is the audience. And that is not inherently bad, but you should know what this is if you're gonna go see it. All right, so that is the expert opinion, the kids, right? And now I'm gonna pick this as a golden opportunity to ask you to explode that like button. References! Recently, I bought a toy that makes other toys. And you can make can holders, and there's going to be themed mug holders all the time now. It's fantastic.
I'm gonna make some weird shit.
Quick parent section. I do not recall any swearing in this one. There was no sex stuff. Even the man sandwich thing, it's not sexual. It's like a, haha, there's faces in your butts joke. There was another joke where Momoa had to flex his butt in his jeans for some reason. No jump scares, no strobing lights, no super loud noises, no gross imagery. There is the same level of violence in this movie as there is in the game itself. Basically, this movie is sterile in every way that it can be. All in all, it's sad, but this is strictly a little kid's movie. And I say sad because it should not have been. I know that I don't sound very sad because I'm as apathetic toward this movie as the people who made it, honestly. But I'm not mad because the trailer had my expectations in the Earth's molten core by the time I saw it. So it's just hard to be angry at this for being what I knew it would be, you know? Minecraft came out 15 years ago. It is impossible to overstate how huge this property is. It spans 2 generations at least. This should have been a family movie for the whole family, and it sucks that it's still going to be profitable to have cobbled together this string of memes and really obvious references and no story whatsoever. Like, last year we rented the Mighty Pups movie, or we streamed it or something. Point is, I don't begrudge a Paw Patrol movie for being childish, all right? But I do take some issue with the misuse of this property and its potential. But that's why I compare it to the Mario movie, right? When that came to streaming, my kids did watch it once, one more time, have not talked about it ever again. And I know some people are, oh, the Mario movie was better, don't compare it to this. Okay, fine, I'm not gonna argue, it's probably true, it probably was better, but it's like saying that this pile of poop is smaller than this pile of poop. I don't wanna step in either one, I don't care, they're both lazy and forgettable. The animation bits are nice, like it looked nice, but they're ruined by having the live characters right on top of it in very obvious and poorly lit green screen. They should have just turned into animated characters when they entered the portal. It honestly might have resulted in better voice acting. For some reason, the movie tries to play on tropes that might have worked, like in the 80s. Like the kid is ostracized for being too creative. This isn't Revenge of the Nerds. He builds a fully functional jetpack. Nobody's making fun of that. You know what you get made fun of for? Doing the Naruto run in the hallway, all right? Trying to unironically use Jedi mind tricks on people. Later on, Jack Black says, oh, he's so creative. And the sister says, whoa, creativity doesn't help make friends in the real world. Please recall, he's been to the school for half a day so far, and the kid overhears this and he acts all sullen, like it's supposed to be dramatic. Later, she gives him a big emotional apology about how wrong she was to doubt his creativity and how wonderful it truly is, even though he barely did anything different from anybody else. There was no creativity in front of or behind the camera. I feel like we missed 8 scenes that should have made that payoff work, and they probably weren't there because they had to be cut so that Jennifer Coolidge could go on a date with a villager for some reason and do the face that she does. Momoa's character was funny for about 5 minutes. Jack Black was acting like somebody who was doing a Jack Black impersonation from 15 years ago. The sister is completely useless to the plot, as is the black lady. At one point, the movie just splits them off from the 3 guys who actually have motive and affect the story, because even the people making this didn't know what to do with these 2 characters that the studio obviously told them had to be there. Whatever, we could keep going on this, but why? Critiquing this movie is giving it too much credit, honestly. By any measure, this movie is bad. And it knows it, and it tries to preempt complaints about its badness with cool, ironic lamp shading that has not been cool in a very long time. It's forgettable, even to kids, as my own can attest. I think you should rent this, for sure. But if you do go to see it with your kids this weekend, I don't think that you will have like a terrible time, and then you'll all forget that it exists a few days later. Whether that's acceptable or not is up to you and your wallet. Sometimes you want a deep novel, sometimes you want a beach read. That's fine. You should just know going in what you're going to be getting. This one has already made so much money and will likely cross $1 billion. So some of you have probably seen it. What are your thoughts? Am I being too harsh? Am I not being harsh enough? What did you think? I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.